As a Christian who follows Jesus, it's essential to examine the notion that vaccines are unnecessary. This perspective is often rooted in the belief that faith and prayer are sufficient to protect against illnesses and diseases. While it's true that Christianity emphasizes the importance of faith and trust in God's providence, it's crucial to consider the role of vaccines in preventing the spread of infectious diseases. The argument that vaccines are unnecessary for Christians who follow Jesus often stems from a misinterpretation of biblical teachings. Some Christians believe that seeking medical attention, including vaccination, demonstrates a lack of faith in God's ability to heal and protect. However, this perspective neglects the fact that God often works through human means to achieve his purposes. The development and administration of vaccines can be seen as a manifestation of God's providence, as they are a result of human ingenuity and scientific discovery. Moreover, the Bible teaches that Christians have a responsibility to care for their bodies, which are temples of the Holy Spirit. In 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, the Apostle Paul writes, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own, you were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies." This passage suggests that Christians have a duty to take care of their physical health, which includes protecting themselves and others from preventable diseases through vaccination. Another argument against vaccination is that it's a form of trusting in human efforts rather than God's sovereignty. However, this perspective fails to recognize that God often works through human means to achieve his purposes. Vaccination can be seen as a way of cooperating with God's plan to protect human life and prevent suffering. By getting vaccinated, Christians can help prevent the spread of diseases, which is a fundamental aspect of loving their neighbors and caring for the most vulnerable members of society. It's also important to consider the historical context of vaccination and its impact on public health. Vaccination has been instrumental in eradicating diseases such as smallpox and polio, which were once major public health threats. The development of vaccines has also significantly reduced the incidence of diseases such as measles, mumps, and rubella. By choosing not to vaccinate, Christians may inadvertently put others at risk, particularly those who are most vulnerable to disease, such as the elderly, young children, and individuals with compromised immune systems. Furthermore, the idea that faith alone is sufficient to protect against diseases is not supported by biblical teachings. While it's true that Jesus healed many people during his ministry, he also taught that faith is not a substitute for responsible action. In Luke 10:25-37, Jesus tells the parable of the Good Samaritan, who takes action to care for a wounded traveler. This parable illustrates the importance of taking practical steps to help those in need, which includes preventing the spread of diseases through vaccination. In conclusion, the notion that vaccines are unnecessary for Christians who follow Jesus is a misguided perspective that neglects the importance of responsible action in cooperation with God's plan. While faith and prayer are essential components of the Christian life, they are not a substitute for taking practical steps to protect against preventable diseases. By getting vaccinated, Christians can demonstrate their love and care for their neighbors, while also trusting in God's sovereignty and providence. Ultimately, vaccination is a manifestation of God's common grace, which is available to all people, regardless of their faith or background. As Christians, we should embrace vaccination as a means of promoting public health and preventing suffering, while also trusting in God's power to heal and protect.